Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, playing a bit of Domination, this time on the map Recovery, running out the KF5 right now, and I quickly realized KF5 isn't working out for me in this gameplay. I switched out to the OHM and have a pretty good match as a result of this. This is from an open lobby I did relatively recently. It was kind of a while back actually, but we do have a full party of myself as well as subscribers in here, and it's definitely a whole lot of fun when we get that going, because we just run through teams together, and it's a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the gameplay. Lots of kills, lots of bombing runs, lots of it's ground war. You guys know what ground war is like, especially when you have a full party, everyone's calling in streaks. It starts to get crazy pretty quickly. I wanted to talk to you guys today a little bit, I guess a little bit about Black Ops 3, but more or less just about your feelings towards Call of Duty at the moment. So yesterday we learned that it is in fact going to be Black Ops 3. We did also learn that it is in fact going to be set in a dark, grim future, right? It's going to be a dark and twisted future, and it's going to have a lot of robotic based things within the game. That's what we really kind of learned yesterday, and a lot of people are super disappointed by two things so far. One, people don't want a future setting, apparently, which is awesome. I am so happy everyone else kind of agrees with me on this, because it's something that I've been saying for the past couple of years now, and I'm really kind of getting tired of it. Is the thing with gaming right now, right? The thing that a lot of games are doing is going into the future. Every game seems to want to have a futuristic feel to it. I've said time and time again, the games I like to play, like there's a couple series of games I'm really kind of into, like the Borderlands series. They go to the moon with the pre-sequel. You look at of course Call of Duty, we have Advanced Warfare, and of course Black Ops 2, and Call of Duty goes, all these games are like kind of like futuristic games. Civilization, they went to Beyond Earth, so they also went up to the moon. It seems like every game that I like to play anyway, they all seem to start going into the future. That's really kind of just a trend right now. Everything needs to be high-tech, everything needs to be futuristic, everything needs to be spacey, and the reason companies do this, guys, keep in mind, the reason companies do this is because they can just make stuff up, right? That's the reason why you want to go with a futuristic theme, because you can do whatever you want within a futuristic theme. You don't have to kind of keep yourself in the confines of anything. You can do really whatever it is you want to do with it if it's got this futuristic theme. That's why companies like to do it, and it basically gives them free creative control to do really whatever they want, right, if they go into the future. And it's understandable that some IPs would like to do that, but man, it's so many people doing it now. It's like, can we just stop? Can we get something that's set, modern times, or even before that? Get some past tense stuff now. Can we just not be in space and dashing around and be going to the moon and stuff in every single game? And it seems a lot of people agree with that. A lot of people are looking at Call of Duty. They actually wanted Call of Duty to be a World War II game next year. They wanted Black Ops 3 to be a World War II game, or even a Vietnam game. And I'm judging from the comments, keep in mind this is mainly just judging from the comments of my videos, as well as what I see in forum posts and on social media and stuff like that. People are really disappointed by the idea that this game is actually going to be set in the future. That's one thing I saw. Another thing that I saw, which is really contrary to what I thought the community where they were at, is they don't want exosuits in the next game. Right, people are ridiculously frustrated over the picture that kind of shows a soldier, right? And you're like, that better not be an exosuit on him. If that's an exosuit, I'm not buying this game. I'm not buying another game with exosuits. And it's weird, right? Because I thought everyone kind of liked Advanced Warfare. I thought, overall, the general consensus was that Advanced Warfare itself is a good game that people enjoy playing. I enjoy Advanced Warfare. I think the weapon balance is pretty terrible because of two guns in particular. But aside from that, like, the exosuits don't bother me too much, but they are something that I don't want to have in every single Call of Duty game. That's a thing with me, right? I don't want exosuits in every Call of Duty game. If you want to make that like exclusively a Sledgehammer Games thing that they do within their games, the Advanced Warfare series, one would assume maybe they're going to go with a trilogy with this as well, kind of like they did with the Black Ops series and kind of like they did with the Modern Warfare series. Perhaps they're going to continue on this Advanced Warfare thing, and it's going to become a series. If they want to continue on with that and have exosuits in every single one of their games, that's okay, because there's not exosuits in the other games, right? That's why I thought it was going to be like. If with Infinity Ward and with Treyarch not having exosuits in their games, that's cool. 2 years out of the 3 where you're on the ground playing normally, and then 1 year out of the 3 when Sledgehammer makes their game, the Advanced Warfare for that year comes out, right? Then go for it. Do whatever you want. Have exosuits. Go crazy with it. It's a change of pace. That's really what it is. But overall, the reason I don't want exosuits like in every Call of Duty game ever is it takes away from Call of Duty itself, right? It doesn't feel the exact same as, you know, what it felt like in Black Ops 2. It doesn't feel like it felt back in Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, all the way back to COD 4 or anything like that. It just doesn't feel like it because you have people jumping around a lot, right? We have that happening. That's something that we need. That's something you need to really kind of adjust your play around. I've said time and time again, the thing that annoys me the most about exosuits, right? The most annoying thing is it's like impossible to get double kills now. Like if I run up to somebody and I turn a corner, for example, and there's two people there, one of them jumps, I'm not getting both kills. You know, one person's 10 feet in the air, the other person's on the ground, they're both shooting at me. I can't quickly get both of them with my gun. You know, it just isn't going to happen. And so as a result of that, I don't know, it's kind of made the game just feel a lot different, not being able to get those double kills, not being able to push forward that way. And of course, it changed around the way the game is played completely, with how fast you can move around the map, all the verticality. It plays a lot faster and a lot different than most Call of Duty games. And while for some people they like that, and I think it's nice to have it as a change of pace, but it's definitely not something I want Call of Duty to be like every year, right? Does that make sense? I want the next Call of Duty game, and possibly the one after that, to go back to a more traditional style, like we saw back in Black Ops 2, right? That kind of idea. And then every now and again, every couple years or so, we'll have the wacky, zany sledgehammer Call of Duty. But aside from that, I want your more traditional Call of Duties. And it seems a lot of people are agreeing with that. A lot of people are very frustrated, just judging from it once again from the comments of my last couple of videos. You guys go look at those comments. Some of them are savage. Some of them are just brutally honest, just about how bad they don't want exosuits and they don't want a futuristic setting in their game, which once again though, it doesn't make sense to me, because once again, I feel as though overall Advanced Warfare is a pretty well received game. You guys watch my channel here, it's mainly Advanced Warfare content, yet at the exact same time, you hate the idea of having exosuits. So perhaps if a lot of people just agree with the line of thinking that I have, I've seen the same kind of line of thinking in the comments as well. Just people don't want this to be a yearly thing. They won't want it to happen every single Call of Duty game. It's okay maybe if it's Sledgehammer's thing and it happens 1 out of every 3 years, but for the most part, we want Call of Duty to remain being Call of Duty, which is people on the ground, not being able to jump over trucks, not being able to dash forward, you know, not being able to wall run, which is something a lot of people are speculating that Black Ops 3 is going to be. There's rumors going around of people that apparently have played the game, and apparently it plays kind of like Titanfall with wall running. That's a rumor that's going around a lot right now, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see if there's any actual concrete evidence of that, but, you know, once again, those are just rumors that are going around that this next Treyarch game is not going to have exosuits, but it's going to be like Titanfall in that we're going to be able to wall run, and they're basically going to try and innovate upon the movement system, which in my personal opinion, don't innovate upon the movement system in Call of Duty anymore. Just leave it, man. It's annoying, to be honest. Like the way I just died right there. I wouldn't have died right there if that person wasn't jumping. I had to stop and adjust my aim to go and kill him up in the air, then try and get my aim back down on the ground to kill the guy on the ground. It's just, I don't like when they innovate the movement. Let's just keep Call of Duty, you know, point, shoot, run and gun, have some fun, and it's really what it's supposed to be about, right? It's really technical this way with this movement system. You know, I don't want them to change it. Now, let's say, for example, with Black Ops 3, you know, they get rid of exosuits, so there's no double jumping and things like that, but there is wall running. Let's say there's wall running in the next game. How's that going to change the game? Of course, it'll probably still be playable. It'll probably still feel like Call of Duty in some respects, the same way Advanced Warfare does. I'm not saying Advanced Warfare isn't Call of Duty, because of course it is. Call of Duty does feel like it, but it's a much different kind because of the movement, right? I feel as though it would still kind of feel like Call of Duty, but it would not still, it just wouldn't be the same thing that we're looking for, right? Those of us that want a game that's similar to Black Ops 2, you guys know how ridiculously popular Black Ops 2 is. Everybody is still playing that game. It's getting almost 200,000 people playing it at peak hours on the weekends. It's freaking ridiculous the way people are playing Black Ops 2 and just how little people are playing Call of Duty Ghost. And of course, Advanced Warfare hides their numbers, so we actually have no idea how many people are actually playing Advanced Warfare. I wonder how the player count is for Advanced Warfare. I really do, because there's so many people saying that they don't want the exosuits, right? They don't want exosuits in their next game. They don't want the next game to be futuristic. I wonder how many people are actually playing Black Ops 2. They actually released like an infographic. It was really kind of funny. It's like, these are the top 5 guns based upon kill-death ratio here in Advanced Warfare. You'll be surprised, because they're not the Ball or the ASM-1. They're these other guns that are just really good for sticking back and picking people off and whatnot. And I remember writing back to Michael Condrey when he started posting these infographics on Twitter. I was like, if you guys have access to all this kind of stat tracking information, why don't you give us actual numbers via the combat record? Let's see how many times we've died to certain weapons. I think people would like that, as well as why don't you make it so we can just see how many people are actually playing your game. That's something I think a lot of people want to know. Just from a player perspective, we would like to know, you know, how many people are playing domination at any given time. Yeah, it's just something that's interesting to know. Which game mode is the most popular? Which game mode is the least popular? It's just something that we as gamers would kind of like to know when we're searching up. You know, it's just something that I think people overall would want, but they hide these numbers intentionally because I think the numbers may or may not actually be pretty bad. It's entirely possible numbers could be pretty bad. I think the reason why they don't show you the number of deaths that you have to particular weapons, the same way we saw it back in the original Black Ops and in Black Ops 2, I believe, is because they don't want people claiming a gun is OP. You know, if we had our combat records, right? If our combat records actually showed us, once again, like the original Black Ops, how many deaths we had to each particular weapon, each kill streak, each grenade or whatever like that, it would be nuts. There would be outroar because I guarantee you guys, like 60% of your deaths would be from 2 different guns, right? The ASM-1 and the Ball 27. And so they didn't want to have that kind of bad press. They want to pretend that whatever guns are imbalanced. I don't think they went into the game thinking that those 2 particular guns would just be unbalanced, but they wanted to make it so if certain guns were overused or imbalanced, that it wouldn't show up in the combat record. People couldn't as easily call on it. I think it's the reason why they hide the numbers there. I mean, I don't know why they would hide the numbers. I just really don't know why they hide the numbers. But I guess now the gameplay is just about over here. We're just going to go ahead and end off the video saying, what do you really hope for Black Ops 3? I see a lot of you guys saying that don't want a futuristic setting. I definitely understand that, although it's going to be a futuristic setting. I also see a lot of people saying they don't want to have exosuits. Could you maybe explain that for me? Like, if you like Advanced Warfare, why is it you don't want exosuits in the next game? Is it just because you don't want to have it every single year? Like, it's fun to have every couple years, like every time a Sledgehammer makes a game, but you don't want it to happen every year? Like, explain that for me. Explain that disconnect for me in the comments, and just give me some general ideas on what you think Black Ops 3 is going to be like. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.